Welcome, 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 everybody. You're listening to the Slow Burn webinar where we're going to give away a free 10 pack. But before we get started and before we have our special guest, I wanted to give an opportunity for the hosting lounge, which is Honeycomb Cigar Lounge, Honeycomb Cigar Lounge here in Waco, Texas. We have the one of the owners here. Now, I guess Kelby is. Someone probably thinks Kelby's beautiful, but
I think Kelby's beautiful.
but we have Lindsay here, and she is one of the purveyors and owners of the lounge. And I just want to give her an opportunity to thank her on camera for everything that she, how cooperative they've been with allowing me to come here and set up this webinar here. I also want her to kind of tell us how this Honeycomb Lounge became the first cigar lounge here within the city limits of Waco, which is very, very exciting considering for many, many years there's been a smoking prohibition in our city. I want to also, as we bring that up, I also want to thank our council member of District 1, Andrea Bearfield, for spearheading the change. And I also want to thank members of the council for making the change, because we were absolutely kind of left out of our complete industry by not having a smoking available in our community. So smoking-based businesses in our community. And of course, I want to thank Councilwoman Bearfield, who is here present in attendance tonight. And of course, I want to congratulate you guys on being the first business in our community to open up after the prohibition. So tell us about Honeycomb Cigar Lounge and how it all came to fruition.
So my husband moved out to Utah years ago. He is from Houston, Texas, and we ended up meeting. Things happened. I ended up working in a cigar lounge out in Salt Lake City, Utah, called Beehive Cigars. And I worked there for 5 years, ended up running the lounge for the last 2 that I was there. But Kelby's been desperately trying to get back to Texas ever since he left. So we have friends and family that live in Waco. We've been coming to visit for years. We really fell in love with the community, and y'all didn't have a cigar lounge here, which is kind of what I do. So we were already kind of working out a way of how we were going to get into the city, even though the ordinance was still in place. And luckily, right when we arrived, the ordinance got lifted by the council, which, again, thank you so much. So they really welcomed us with open arms. But yeah, my husband, his background is in real estate, but he's been a long-time cigar smoker. He is very knowledgeable as well. So I've been a tobacconist now for almost 6 years. But yeah, we're in love with the community. We have the first lounge here. We're a BYOB space. We just come and have fun every day.
And me and Kelby share something in common. We love smoking cigars. However, our wives are much more knowledgeable about the business than we are. And so a lot of people see me as being the face of the business, but I must admit that Keisha's, when you talk about the business and how a cigar is put together and aspects of the industry, she is much more knowledgeable and much more well connected than I am. And so me and Kelby we benefit from having such
you guys are
knowledgeable. Yeah. We're here for the cigars, baby. That's what we're here for. And so I just wanted to thank you guys. But I also wanted but I want to give this opportunity because I haven't had an opportunity to introduce you guys. And so this will be a pretty cool opportunity. So I want to introduce you to one of the best cigar guys in the business, man. And I would be remiss if I didn't give you an opportunity to meet my man. Howard, let me bring you on, because I definitely want to bring you on and give you an opportunity to meet Lindsay. He is the owner of Honeycomb Cigars here in Waco. I have I'm smoking. I'm about to light up the Big Cersei, and I know you're always looking for an opportunity And so I'm one of those people, man, that I'm very interested in spreading the wealth and connecting people. And I know Howard G Cigars sell themselves to us. And I don't know, I just want to introduce you guys, and then you can do the rest, Howard, man. So this is Lindsay, and this is Howard G of Howard G Cigars.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, and congratulations on opening up the first lounge in Waco, Texas. That is awesome.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the community is great.
That is awesome.
Well, that's absolutely.
What's up, Rob?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, you know it ain't been that long. We saw each other a couple weeks ago out at PCA. Lindsay, I hate you guys went out there. The first time we met Lindsay and Kelby, we were at PCA. We were at PCA.
We were kind of circling for the first couple days. I kept hearing about you.
Yeah. And so
We weren't able to come out this year though. We were too busy building.
Yeah. I understand. And you guys work are kind of like us. We work as a skeleton crew as well, and so you guys are in that same situation. So we certainly understand, man. But thank you so much, Lindsay, man. I know you guys are busy, and you got plenty of customers up front, and I don't know. I'm sure you trust Kelby behind the register, but I just want to thank you for sitting down and having a conversation with me and welcome me in your lounge. And I hope this is one of many occasions that we share right here at Honeycomb Cigars. And what's the address again?
Our address is 3621 Bosque Boulevard. So we're right on Bosque next to the Forkeep Coffee. There's also a new coffee shop that opened up in the neighborhood.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Not really. Just call us, come down. We're open from 11 to 9 most days, open to 10 Fridays and Saturdays. But yeah.
All right. Hey, and Howard, I'm going to share a couple representations of Howard G Cigars with her, and I'm sure after she takes a smoke, she'll definitely want to get in contact with you, buddy.
I appreciate you. Let's want to meet you and come and check out your lounge as well.
Yes, please do. We'll give you a good time.
All right. Let me do a few things here, Howard, right quick before we get going. All right, Howard, we're about to get into it, man. I wanted you to be able to talk to Lindsay, man. You guys, you have a great business. You have a great business, great product, and I definitely wanted to hook you guys up. And maybe you guys could do some business at a later date, man, because Howard G Cigars are absolutely amazing. I enjoy them all the time, and so I want to give as many people an opportunity to experience what I have experienced on many occasions, man.
Well, I appreciate you so much, my brother. You know that, and I definitely will reach out to her ASAP this week, and we'll see what we can set up and give her some samples for her. And I believe that her husband name is Kobe. So, okay, I'll make sure Kelby. Okay, send her and Kelby some samples in it as well. So, all right, man. But we gotta start off by saying, how about the Cowboys?
Absolutely. It seems like a training camp is about to get underway, man. Howard G is from Florida. However, he was raised right, and he was, in spite of that, he's a Cowboy fan, and that's something that we share. I want to tell you kind of how Keisha, because she does the business, she was in contact with Howard G before I actually met him. And then while we were out in PCA the first time we went a couple years ago, I had to go out and PCA by myself, and Keisha wasn't able to go, and so I went out by myself reluctantly, and I just happened again, I wasn't in the mood to do any networking or anything. I had some things going on in our life that made it difficult for me to just be in that kind of space to network. But then I ran up on you and Ike and Leon, man, and you guys made that trip absolutely amazing. Like, I didn't get a chance to meet many other people in the cigar business, but you guys took me on at your booth, man, and you guys, we really bonded, and it was just a really, really good time out there in Vegas, and it was at a time that I really needed to have some fun and really needed to kind of take my mind off what was going on in our lives at that time, man. And I always appreciate you guys for that. You guys didn't even run me off when I was just hanging out at your booth, sitting down, relaxing, talking about the Cowboys and the NFL, and so it was
You
amazing.
were good. From day one, you was good. So we was like, man, hang out. You know, we had enough space for you. So that's the only thing that matters. As long as we had enough space, the more the merrier, come hang out and enjoy. And that's the key thing for us because you can't be in the cigar business, in my opinion, and don't have love for the people. You can't. This is a relationship building business for us. You know, cigars is a secondary scenario for me. Number one is my relationship. I value my relationships more than money. I get you. So that's the thing for me, man. And so reading you, and you took the time out of your schedule, you could have been ripping and running around. It was a whole lot of booth scales, a whole lot of brands. You didn't even know of us at the particular time. But Keisha sent you there to come see us, and you hung out. And yeah, I was like, if you can hang out, man, smoke one. And then after that, hold on, smoke another one. And then you got to talking with Big Cersei. And I'm gonna tell you, when you start talking to Big Cersei, Leon Cersei is the best storyteller I believe in America. I mean, you can sit down with him and let him talk, and before you know it, 4 or 5 hours will go away. Because Leon's never met a stranger before. He's never had.
You know, okay, so I had been acutely aware that Leon had a cigar coming out because I have a friend that lives in Jacksonville that smokes in the same lounge that Cersei goes to occasionally.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, my wife says I'm loud, but anyway, but I don't know how to be any other way than loud. So anyway, so anyway, and so I had been aware that Leon had a cigar that was coming out, and that's all I had known. And like this was during the pandemic when I had got word that he had a cigar come out. Come to find out, we're in the cigar business, and we find out that through another gentleman in Orlando that's a huge fan of Howard G Cigars. I forget the gentleman's name, but he has bought a ton of cigars from us, and I hate that I forgot his name. What's your friend in Orlando that has bought a lot of cigars from us? Lester
Brown.
Yeah, Lester Brown. And so from there, I connected the stories and realized that you were the guy that was going to do Leon's cigar, man. And so we went out to Vegas and had a good time. So, Keisha, I'm going to ask you to jump on here with me. Okay. I'm going to stop you. Bear with me for a minute, sir.
Well, take your time, baby. I'm not going to roll the suit on you. I'm relaxing.
She's never late. She's always right on time.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me? Let me see. You good, my brother? We're going to come back. Hold on. We're coming back. So bear with me. I had to get Keisha hooked in here. So.
Oh, take your time.
All right, Howard.
Yes, sir.
So, Howard, one of the things, much like Leon, Howard, can you hear now, baby? Can you hear? Hold on, I got you, baby. You good now? All right, much like Leon, you have never met a stranger either, bro. And that's one thing that I admire. Now, again, I've met you in Vegas. Keisha and I have had the pleasure of meeting you and coming to Orlando and meeting, spending time with you out there, man. And you have never met a stranger either. So that's one of the unique things about you. And so before we get into your brands and all that kind of stuff, man, as a master of networking, a master of the people, right? How is that factor? How does that factor into your story as becoming a cigar brand? And kind of tell me what how Howard G Cigars came to be.
Oh, so I've been currently smoking cigars for 16 years. My home lounge is Corona's Cigar, Sand Lake, over here in Dr. Phillips. I'm actually sitting at the same table me and you sat out when you came to Orlando and hung out with me. So at the exact same spot that we was at. And I thought that was pretty cool. But 16 years ago, I was started smoking cigars. And then I started coming here. When I came here, I met a legendary cigar maker by the name of Mr. Arbo Udizio. And he took a liking to me because I was a drummer. I don't currently play drums, but I've been a drummer my whole life. And I found out that he outside of being a legendary cigar maker, that he wrote the song "Strangers in the Night" for Frank Sinatra. And so I thought that was important.
Wow.
Yeah, so and once we started hanging out, I started to build a really, I would say, a special relationship with him. He was an elderly guy. He was, I met him at like 80, he was in his like mid 80s. But later on, a few years later, prior to his death, I remember being sitting outside with him in Corona, and I called him Papa, and he goes to me, he goes, "Howie, you should be in the cigar business." And I looked at him like he was talking Chinese, right? Because I ain't know nobody that looked like me that was like a manufacturer. And but I said, "You talking to me?" He said, "Yes, your name Howie." I said, "Well, why me?" And he goes, "Because you love the people like I love the people." And that was the first, I believe, seed that was planted, right? And so a few months go by, maybe into the next year, and then he passes away. Once he passed away, it was really, really a tough time for people that really were really extremely close to him. So once he couldn't drive anymore, we took pride in being able to go pick him up and take him to the cigar lounge and hang out. It was just one of those things. And I remember 7 months after that, a buddy of mine named Alex came from Miami to meet me in Orlando. And when we met me at Corona, it took about I would probably say 30 minutes for me to get over there to him. And he goes, "Dude, I've been watching you for 30 minutes. He's like, "You're the mayor here." And I'm like, somewhat, some people say. And then he said something that was key. Rocky said, "You ever thought about being in the cigar business?" Well, what that happened was it brought up that seed that Abu had planted prior to his death. And then he said something to me that was pretty key. He goes, "Did you forget that my brother owns 50% of the factory that produces 8 to 10 million cigars a year?"
Wow.
That was the key. And that's when I looked at him in another light. I mean, he's a cowboy like us. So after that, um, yes, sir. So once that happened, he turned around and he said, "You know, bro, we can make this." So I started looking at my favorite blends that I like personally. My so one of my favorite cigars is the Padron 80. You know it, Keisha. That Padron 80, that's my go-to, right? But here's the thing. I realized that particular cigar is $35, $36 here. And I know it averages different depending on what state you're in, you know what I mean, with the taxes and stuff. But $35, $36 here is still. And so I said I would love to make something that is gives me the same components, notes, quality aged tobacco, that long ash that I get every time, but that I can sell at a better price point. Because if you think back to 3 years ago, people that look like us has started to get really heavily involved in the cigar world, right?
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
that was my thing. And so that started in the first cigar that I came out with was the Black Moses Maduro. And so from that one, I wanted to add something that was I talked to, a very successful individual that says, hey, I don't know if you want your flagship line to just consist of a box press potato, because if somebody doesn't like box press at all, they won't smoke it. So then I came out with the Black Moses Limited.
Okay.
And so it's not a limited edition. I just called it the limited. And I think I started to confuse people. But that's been the second highest seller on the Black Moses line, because people that like, we nickname it the boss stick. So it's going to be round. It's going to give you that little pink tail on the end. It's going to give you a very smooth smoke, but it's not as strong as the Black Moses Maduro. And then from that standpoint, I wanted to bring something that's going to be a little bit more affordable than that, and that was the Magic Cigar. Now, the lighter fluid to the business, there we go, that Magic stick. The lighter fluid, and that's my baby. That's the Cameroon.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That Cameroon, I smoke the Cameroon twice a day. Twice a day. That's I smoke the Cameroon twice a day. That's what I have to do. But the lighter fluid, I would say the jet boat to the business came when I added the All Pro series. And the reason why is because Ike Taylor and Leon Tracy they're not my homeboys, they're my brothers. And so, they were one of the first two individuals that got super fired up, because I told them I was coming out with a cigar. I told them I let them know when it was going to come out, blah, blah, blah. And, a lot of times, Keisha and Rock, I know people say a lot of stuff all the time, right? You got $1 every time somebody told you they were going to do something and never did it, right? So the thing about it is when I actually did it, I had 500 4-packs that I sent out. That was my first million. A lot of people don't understand that it takes money to make money, right? And so I did that, and I sent out that to 500 of my people and friends that I trust their palate, and I know they're real deal cigar smokers. They're not fly by nights, They're not, we had a baby, now we're gonna smoke a cigar, or we just had a good day, now we're gonna smoke a cigar. I sent it to people that actually smoke cigars a few times a week. That's a part of their life, like that. And so the feedback that I got on every stick was something that was extremely impressive to me, because I was, you know how you brace yourself. It's kind of like a boxing match. You got to brace yourself. You got to have a hard chin, because you don't know what's going to happen. So I was prepared for somebody to hit me on the side, but I didn't want to fall while they talking to me. But the response at 94% were like, dude, I can't believe you really made this like that. And that's what was like, wow. So I wanted to make something for Leon, because Leon, I believe, don't get enough accolades for the legend that he is.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I wanted to create the cigar design for him. So my goal was to take him down and go through different blends. He can't see nothing. All he's doing is see unbanded cigars like this, right? And all he's just going to do is smoke. All he got to do is tell me the truth. And so we kept narrowing it down. And because Leon was an offensive lineman, we made that cigar the Big Sur's that length for him. Now Ike Taylor's totally different.
What was that? That's the Big Cersei is a 7.5, right? Is it a 7.5?
The Big Sur's is 8 3/4 by 60 ring gauge.
Wow. Now
it's designed to give you 4/4 of the punch. So hit you smooth, like that. That's the design of that.
Now the one thing about the Big Cersei, because again, I must admit, it's almost like I got schizophrenia or something, or a split personality. Every time I smoke an Howard G cigar, the last one I smoked is my favorite. So you got to realize that when it first started, the Big Cersei was it. And then I had the Ike, and then the Ike took off, and I was running the Ike a little bit. And then I went to the Black Moses Maduro, and I got hooked on that joke. I just couldn't afford to stick with that one at the pace I was going. And then then I came back to the Ike, and then you made that Connecticut, Howie. That Ike Connecticut last year.
Hey, that's what I'm smoking right now.
Hey, like I say, man, I don't. It's an exquisite cigar, and when you talk about a Connecticut, it has a Connecticut wrapper on it, true enough, but it does not smoke like your traditional Connecticut. It does not smoke like your traditional Connecticut. It is smooth. It is smooth, sure enough, but it definitely has a flavor. It definitely has a punch. But the retro hell is so pleasant and introduces so many more flavors. It's absolutely an amazing cigar. It actually reminds me a lot of the Ike. You know what I mean? The regular Ike, but it just happens to have a much smoother finish to it, in my opinion, on the retro hair.
Now, let me tell you about that. I'm glad you said that because that just speaks to the quality of your palate. So the original Ike is a Sumatra wrapper. So when we went through 40 different blends for Ike Taylor, he's like I said, he was a little bit more meticulous, right? We went through 40 different blends. Now Ike being a two-time Super Bowl champion with the Steelers, he wanted something that resonated with Pittsburgh, right? And so with that particular cigar, it's 80% Nicaraguan, 20% Lancaster, which we got from the Amish, which is not too,
in Pennsylvania.
Mhm. And his favorite wrapper was the Sumatra. So when that cigar is made, then that cigar has to sit for 4 months before it's shipped to us here. Everything else it sits for 3 months minimum. But the Ike Taylor Ike is meticulous. He said, I want it to sit 4 months. I said, okay, it's going to sit 4 months, sir. And that's what I like about All Pros because this is their cigar. This is their palette. This is their blend. This is everything from that standpoint. I didn't just come in there and make a cigar, wrap it and say, all right, this is yours. Because that wouldn't be authentic to the consumers.
Correct.
So many other companies don't have the time or are afraid to give the athlete better tobacco than what they have on their current line or better aged tobacco, however, but they expect them because they have the name. And I say, here's the deal. Ike, if this is your favorite cigar, I can sell it to the masses. Leon, if this is your favorite cigar, I can sell it to the masses. And that's the foundation of the companies built that way on the All Pro series. The next thing after that was we had a bowl game we went to where Ike is, just so you know, Leon's 3-time national champion, Miami Hurricane. Greatest offensive lineman in their history. First round pick, Bill Cowher's very first draft pick in 1992, right? He should have been a Cowboy. But the Steelers intercepted him. And that's why he only got 3 national championships and not 3 Super Bowls to go with him.
Absolutely. That's a whole nother deal.
But now, let's talk about Ike here. Ike went to Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns. Ike was a walk-on. Ike wasn't a phenom, but like his son, who is right now, that you're getting all these offers and you're taking trips all over the country. That wasn't Ike's testimony. He was a walk-on at Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns. He started off playing running back for them. There was a guy that y'all know football. There was a guy he played with named Peanut Tillman, Charles Tillman. He was known for the peanut punch.
From Coppers Cove, Texas, which is about 45 minutes from here.
Exactly. So they played together with the Raging Cajuns. So they had a bowl game, not last year because they got demolished last year, but the year before that, they had a bowl game in New Orleans. And so we went to that. We had a suite there. And we bought 250 of the Sumatra Ikes, right? The original. Ikes in all red, Raging Cajun colors. He's a Hall of Famer from there. But one of the things happened, they beat Marshall, and we're on the sideline in the locker room. I was sitting there and videotaped and took pictures of Ike giving a cigar from the head from the president of the school to every single team member, athlete, everybody, they was all smoking their one of a kind. So the next thing happened after that was the experience. The experience was really great. All the pictures. So after that, we go back. We're at a lounge. We're smoking cigars, and I'm talking to him, and we're having just a, like how we talk. We just sitting back, kicking it, having a drink, and we're smoking a cigar. We're talking about how great it was. And what he said was this. He says, man, that was a good feeling. I said, yeah, bro. I said, but I got to tell you something. I said, the world or the nation, nationwide, they know you because of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But here's something to think about. It was this school right here that you walked on, right? You walked on and went through all the obstacles and everything like that. They're the one that made you available to be seen by the Steelers back in the 4th round, right? That's what happens. And I said, so we should make a cigar to honor that. So the next thing he did was he got clearance from the president that I could take his Hall of Fame picture and put it inside the box. So what I was saying earlier before I started running around talking was your palate was exceptional because the cigar, this cigar that we were just talking about, is the exact same blend as the Sumatra. The only difference is he wanted a breakfast stick. So we called the Sumatra a lunchtime stick because it's a medium profile cigar. We call this the breakfast stick. And the only thing I did was I made it down to a Toro size, but then I said I want a torpedo on the end. And I put a Connecticut wrapper. We let that sit for a month the same way before we do everything else with it. And that cigar has literally been one of the top sellers in the whole line since its release, right after PCA 2022.
Now the unique thing about the Ike is the Ike Connecticut is this. It's actually a cigar that you can give a first time smoker. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of cigar. It's that pleasant of smoke, but it also has those rich flavors of traditional tobacco. You know what I mean? So it's a complex stick, sure enough. But at the end of the day, it's something that I believe that a beginner can enjoy. You know, unlike like the Black Moses is not something, Maduro is not something I would want to give a beginner. Definitely not the Cersei. You know, that's a man's man cigar. The Cameroon is such an elegant cigar that I wouldn't want to give a beginner that Cameroon because it's such an elegant. And what I mean by that is, you got to really want to, like I said, you got to really like somebody, and you got to really know how to appreciate, the Cameroon. You know, you need some time with that Cameroon. You don't need to rush through the Cameroon or whatever. But this one right here, you can give a beginner, someone who has never smoked cigars before, and they can find enjoyment in this cigar, I believe. And so you did a great job. So Keisha's more of a cigar nerd in this regard, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm gonna try to pull something out of you, how not only you know the people in cigars, right? And you definitely know the sales end of the business, right? But tell us about, the process of selecting the right tobacco and how do you form, because, and this is what I'm saying, a cigar blender is almost like a poet or a great painter, right? You almost got to envision what you want before you even smoke it, Howie. So how do you come up with that, when you're thinking about these cigars and you putting together the Magic Stick or the Black Moses Maduro?
Without giving away too many secrets, because I know depending where you pull from the tobacco plant and the strength and all those things, don't give away that stuff, but help them out.
So absolutely, I'm not, like I said, I'm an open book. My main focus is
That's true.
having a factory that has aged tobacco. Okay, that's the benefit to doing business with a factory or factories that's been around for a while
Mhm.
and that produce a lot of cigars. You know, because when you're able to age on tobacco. So when I look at it and I'm told, hey Howard, you know, this tobacco, this section here is 5 years age. This section here over here is going to be 8, 10 year age, right? That's the key thing that I look for. My Majesty line is 5 year age tobacco.
Mhm.
So the blends on the Magic Stick are still great, phenomenal blends, but I make sure that every component of it that I'm getting is well aged. And I tell people this. I say it's designed similar to like if you go to Polo Tropical, if they have that in their area, right? You can get a nice rice and chicken and stuff like that and beans. The damn it is not the exact same that you cook at home, Keisha. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, you're right.
And so what happens is the difference for us is that I'm gonna pay a little bit more, buy a little bit more, I'm gonna invest a little bit more, I'm gonna put my neck on the line,
Mhm.
right? To be able to get the proper amount of tobacco to get to whatever it qualifies to get this particular tobacco.
Mhm.
And so with that, that allows us to do ours the way we want to do it. Now I have a master blender that, like I was telling Keisha before, or Keisha was saying about the different levels of the different leaves. But the master blender is the one that I can tell them I want this particular taste. I
Mhm.
want it to be like this. If I want it to like change, I want it to be like this. And that's their job because these people live there their whole life, right? That's their whole world. So I can't go down there and act like I know everything. What I can do though is go down there and say, listen, this is the way I want it. So I wanted to start like this. I wanted to switch here, or I wanted to be completely designed this way. And then their job from there, because of the tobacco, the type of tobacco I have, they assigned in the factory a certain amount of people where their only job is to roll Howard G cigars.
Mhm.
And so as we continue to grow over the last 3 years, then the amount of people that's assigned to us has started to grow as well.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
now we're proud because there's some people in Nicaragua where their whole salary is paid for by the amount of cigars that they have to roll every single month for Howard G cigars.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
so right now, like I said, I just try to take a step forward. Every day I just try to get 2% better. We got
Two.
365 days in a year. If we got 365 days a year, and I can get 2% better every day. At the end of the year, boy, I'm looking good.
You're
Now,
See,
right.
I try to keep it simple. People act like this is rocket science. Like my dad made me different than the way he did my other siblings, right? Like he didn't make me a judge like my sister who's in San Antonio. He didn't make me an anesthesiologist, right? I'm not putting people out before they get surgery and stuff like that. He made me junior and made me him, and all I'm doing is found my own niche
Yes.
and perfecting it in that way. And so my best thing is to keep it simple. This has been around for many, many, many years. At the show, we saw a brand right across from our booth. It was a lot larger than us, Law and Warren, but they were celebrating because they started in 1903, right? So that lets me know before my grandmama was born that company has been around. So what the
yes.
heck I look like getting in this thing and trying to reinvent the wheel? No, I just take what it is that we like, what connects with us, right?
Correct.
And then put our own flavor to it.
Correct.
Now, what I admire is about your okay. So let's you know I'm gonna speak from a lounge owner and somebody who as a cigar retailer.
Mhm.
When I first got in this business 3 years ago, I was very green, Howard G. I was buying cigars just by virtue of
Name recognition.
name, not necessarily name recognition, but I had a vision as to what I wanted to be as a retailer, right? What we wanted to be as a retailer. And so we made partnerships and collabs with people that we thought were in the cigar business, right? And so we were able to sell those cigars or whatever. But at the end of the day, there's a difference between being in the cigar business and being a business. You understand what I'm saying? And one thing I admire about you are you are in the business. You are not taking house blend cigars, putting bands on them. You're literally creating masterpieces each and every cigar, and you can't get another Leon or another Ike or another Magic Stick or Black Moses from anybody else in the business. And we were astonished to find out that some of the cigars that we purchased as unique pieces was just simply bundle cigars that were being banded, right? And so we had to, adjust our our mindset going into the business, meaning that if we want to be reputable, we have to do business with reputable people, and
Absolutely.
not that those people aren't reputable, and I don't want to misrepresent those people, but what I'm saying is you're actually in the cigar business. You're going to be here, Howie Jr., Howie the third may end up in the cigar business selling these cigars after you and I are long gone because of the way you establish business, and also how because of the relationships you've made. And that's what and that's what I learned from you and you share with me is that the reason why you were able to bring the cigar from literally harvest to smoke was because of the relationships you built along the way, man. And I just, that's just a testament to, what a great guy you are. And as you sit in that lounge that you're smoking in right now, that we smoked at, you are actually friends with the owners.
Yeah.
And they sell, not only do they sell probably more cigars in Florida than any other company in the state, but they probably have 2% of probably 10% of the overall cigar market when you talk about online sales and things of that nature. So how were you able to leverage your relationship with those guys to get in the Corona Cigars magazine and things like that, man?
Well, I'm here at the Sand Lake store, which is the number one store that they have. And I always like and number one, thank you for all the kind and positive things. I'm glad somebody likes me out here. But here, I realized that you know Jeff. I talked to Jeff because Jeff was a long time ago. Before he became one of the let's say top three retailers in the country. He started in a Cody, right down the road, at a garage. He had a vision. So where other people, I have zero ego. I don't care. I ask, right? I get next to somebody. It's very simple. It's not hard. Okay, if I got $5 and the guy next to me has $20, right? I'm not gonna be sitting there saying, "Oh, he got 20. You think he's better than me?" I'm gonna say, "How did you get those $20, man? Because I only got 5."
Yes.
Right? It's just that simple. What happens is a lot of people are not what you said. They don't have the work ethic, number one, right? Then they don't show themselves friendly. As people come, I watch events here at Corona, right? Because if I'm in town, I'm gonna come hang out. So I see events, and some people come and they have an event, and some people are standing over there behind the register, and they ain't talking to the people. Now there's 150 people in here. You ain't walked up and said, "Hi, I'm Bob,"
Yeah.
or "Hey, have you ever heard about Cigar Line?" And da 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 da. When I did an event here at Sand Lake, I did one event. That event was November 11th, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I had Ike and Leon sitting down around this section because I've been some parties, so we do drink. So I get Leon what he wanted to drink, Ike what he wanted to drink, and I let them sit down as the legends and just chill and then hang out. I'm over here slinging cigars. I'm over here talking to every single body.
Right.
I'm sitting there like, hey, listen. Oh, you're a Padron guy. Well, did you know that Padron is one of the people that we follow, we look up to? You know? Hey, listen, if you like that Padron, I would suggest you try one of these.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck you gonna get? Everybody will give you a shot.
That's
But the
right.
closed mouth gonna get fed. So if I know I'm in a place where there's 2 million cigars in this place right now, hold on, I'm gonna get up. Because why? I can walk around and show you what I'm talking about. So if I'm in a place where there's 2 million cigars, excuse me, fellas, you got cigars here that are pre-embargo, right?
Wow.
Right? You got $800 on that stick. Right? I be here when people come by. You know what I do once they buy a stick for $800? I know you can try goddamn your house.
That's right.
Right? You come over here. You know what this is? This is the Atabay roll. Here's the Atabay. This is the Alfonso. You know what, guys? Those boxes, they're $950 boxes.
Oh yeah.
You know what people do? They come in here and buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now you got El Septimo, you know, and you got back here, you got the Rockies and everybody else and stuff like that. But then guess what?
Yep.
There's my man.
I
You see
know.
what I'm
If
saying?
you
Yeah.
can buy one of them, you can buy these
You're
right
right. But here's the next thing. I talk to the people. Jeff and Tanya don't sell the cigars. They're the boss. They're the owners. They just give authorization to the warehouse to buy wet selling, right?
Mhm.
Or you know who sells the cigars? These guys right here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
These are the guys that sell the cigars, right? So whenever I go into a lounge, you know, the owners typically, or most of the large lounges, right? The owners are typically, you know, especially when they have multiple lounges and stuff like that, they're typically doing other things.
Same here.
It's the sales reps when a person walks in the store and they say, I'm new to the area, or what do you recommend? When I go to a restaurant I've never been there before, and the waitress or the waiter is someone that they have a pleasant personality, I ask them what do they recommend.
Stuck. Can't hear you.
He might have hit or someone may have called him.
Oh, okay. But
But
I'll just say
go
this.
ahead, babe.
Thank you. I'll just say this. What he hit on is really important that I had to share with somebody today. I don't know if you know anything about us. We are business consultants. We are business owners. And I had one of my friends call me today and was really just discouraged about her journey and was wanting to give up. She didn't know if it was still in the cards for her to go ahead and continue. So I just put on that, you know what I'm saying? I felt this jacket that I had to put on, and it was about empowering her to keep on going. That this particular business for her is legacy for her family and all that. And the most important part was to just keep it simple. Nobody was going to be able to sell her product as much as she loved it than her. So it was about her turning on the camera, talking to the people, talking about why they should buy her product. And that's the same thing that Howard G was. Masterpiece, and I believe it can hang with what you got right there. So, but the most important part was to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Great flavors. He wanted the ash to stand up, and for a lot of people, that's very very important. They like the optics of
Playing the ass
playing the ash
game.
Let me just tell you what this one right here plays the ash game all the time, and guess who wins? His shirt.
Well, again, hey, again, I want to thank everybody. I didn't get ash on. Don't have ash on my shirt today, man.
Not today.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We had great participation, and Howard G blinked out. I'm sure he's gonna come back, but again, we have. I would like to announce. I would like to announce that we do have the 10-pack ready to give away. But we got one announcement to make. We lied. We not only have 2 10-packs to give away, I mean a 10-pack to give away, we're also going to give away 2 additional 5-packs. Yeah, I said it. We're going to give away a 10-pack and 2 additional 5-packs. So if you're ready for us to give away at least a 5-pack right now, hit one. Hit one. Hit one if you're ready for us to give away.
So I just got them in a bag. I just grabbed some, put them in a bag.
So we got them ready.
So you want to do the 10-pack first?
No, we're gonna do the 5-pack first. We're gonna say the 10. We're gonna say the 10-pack for.
I actually made 2 5-packs.
You made 2 5-packs. That's what I said. 2 5-packs. I said
2 5s and a 10.
We got 2 5s and a 10. So hey, share this with your people. We about to give it away.
We ain't gotta share nothing. Whoever is in here is
all right.
Who it is.
So first off, you had to have signed up for the webinar, right? That's first. You had to have signed up for the webinar.
All right, Smooth.
All right.
Let's go, Smooth.
You had to have signed up for. So let me share my screen.
What are we doing?
Reset. This is the picker right there. We're gonna do a random picker.
The picker.
Yeah. All right. So
I wish y'all could hear some of this conversation.
yeah. All right. So let me share this. This is a website we using to it's a random picker is what we're gonna use. And again, this is gonna be the 5-pack. We're gonna go down the list. If the person who wins not on here, we're gonna go to the next name. We're gonna go keep going until we find somebody wins who's on here, who's on this live right now. So let me.
So they can see right now.
Hold on, I'm countries. I don't know what.
Finna get ready to do something.
Yeah, I'm finna get ready. Let me share my screen, and I need to share the random picker. There you. No, not that one. That one right there. That's the one I'm gonna share. Right. Let me see what it looks like now. Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
All right. So he's a random picker. So anybody who understands knows that this is what it is. The entire list is right here. This is the list right here of all the names. And I'm gonna grab the unique. Email addresses, and I'm simply just gonna cut them and paste them in here. Y'all gonna be able to see that. No funny business right here. You see how it is? I'm gonna cut and paste. Control V. Cut and paste. They all in there. You see them? Mm-hmm. Let me scroll back up so they can see all the names in there. And when I hit go, a name is gonna appear in the pink. In the pink. It's gonna randomly pick a name. All right. So if y'all ready, hit the 1 button right quick. Hit the 1 button if y'all ready. If y'all ready, hit the 1 button. If y'all ready, hit the 1 button.
Tish, we ain't picking no name. She said, I see mine.
All right. Big Tish.
She going off on the one.
All right, let's go. Let's go right here.
1, 2, 3.
Random generator. Go. 1, 2, 3. And the winner is Jasmine Taylor. Jasmine Taylor, are you here? Are you here, Jasmine?
You better get on here.
If you hear Jasmine, type winner in the comments. Type winner in the comments. I'm gonna give you a minute because you see I need to plug in my laptop.
Rocky gotta plug it. On the laptop, this ain't got no battery. All right, you need to come on.
If nobody playing, hit that button.
Look, Larry McDonald says she's not here. Smooth says she left the building. You giving an abnormal amount of time. Oh, I can?
Just use the mouse. Just use the mouse.
I don't even know where this go right here.
No, you go.
Oh, I gotta go over here.
So where it say generate up here at the top? You see where that one right there.
Random.
Yeah.
All right, boom.
Here you go. And the next name that come up is the.
All right, you out of time. And now. All right, so Cam 246 at AOL. Are you here?
Are you here?
Cam
246.
246.
Cam 246.
246. I'm gonna put my little timer on.
All right, Cam, type winner in. If you're the winner, Cam, type winner.
We're gonna give 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
And go. Oh, wrong. Sorry.
Yeah,
That was 5 minutes. All right, Cam, you got 27 seconds left.
I'm with Rashad. They not there, so I'm just gonna go next.
All right, we on number 3.
M. Dot. We know that, don't we? Who is that? Who is M. Dot? Is that Marcel?
M. Dot just bought some cigars, but you gotta be here now. M. Dot just bought some cigars. So who is he here? One.
M. Dot, are you here? Let me go look at the
Is M.
list
Dot here?
and see who M. Dot is.
Look, Larry said copy and paste again.
No.
That's back a bit.
Oh, hey, thank you, Hal, man. Appreciate you for coming back, man. We trying to do a giveaway right quick. So let me.
I want to appreciate everybody that showed up to Honeycomb tonight. I don't know if you can see them in the back. They back. The conversations they having, the flexing that's going on back there is a lot.
Hey, that is Marcel Graham. That is Marcel Graham. So Marcel is the winner of the 5-pack. Is he here? I thought I saw Marcel on. All right.
Are you gonna get?
All right. Okay. Is Marcel here? Marcel may not be here. Let's go next. One more.
Are we gonna go back to Enzy Birds?
Enzy, are you on? Enzy?
Enzy is one of ours.
Enzy, are you on?
He is one of ours.
Are you on, Enzy?
And he is hella customer.
Type in winner if you're on. Enzy.
He's not here.
Type in winner. He is not here. He's not on.
Beverly is here. Okay.
Sam Gatson. Huh? Is Sam here?
They lying. See, that's what I'm talking about. We got the peanut gallery back here.
All right, is Sam on here? Type winner. Is Sam on here?
Okay, so to win, you have to have signed up for the webinar.
You have to have signed up.
Okay,
all right.
Well, we're doing a random generated
All right, who else?
winner. And then after this one, Taylor Jasmine. Again?
No, she ain't on here. Come on. All right, this is. Who is this? FA. FA is.
This bull.
All right, we finna go old school. Shit. I'm finna old school.
And how is that?
We finna go old school. All right. So here it is. Here it is. Oh, Sam is here. Sam is here. SG. SG. Sam is here.
Yay!
But but
Yay!
but we
Look,
not Sam, we got your 5-pack. We got your 5-pack. We're gonna give another 5-pack away. One more. And we're gonna do it old school. Old school. All right.
and at the end we'll give away the
Howard G.
I'm back.
What
Uh
you looking for?
I'm finna tell you a number, right? A number between 1 and 33. A number between 1 and 33.
What's the number right there?
No, I'm telling to you. All right. All right. A number between 1 and 33. Ready, go. Any number. You get one choice. Whoever's the closest between 1 and 33.
I better hurry up. Go
A
now,
number between
now.
1 and 30. The closest number wins. Everybody gets one choice.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, we're gonna give you 10 more seconds.
10,
5, 4, no, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keisha, what is the number?
17.
The number is 17. I think Big Tish is the closest, has the closest number. I think Big Tish.
She said she saw one with her name on it. So you got it.
Big Tish, you got it. 17 is the number. But we're gonna continue this conversation with how I know.
Oh my God.
All right, so we're gonna have a conversation with Howie just a little bit longer. I've had him for an hour. I don't want to keep him too long, but
Can
he
you hear
just
me?
yeah. Can you hear
All
me?
right, listen. Yeah, I can hear you perfect. Listen, I don't like technical difficulties like that. The whole internet went out in the whole store. I thought it was me when I walked around, but the whole internet went out. So they got it back on now. So for the technical difficulties that's on our side, what I'm gonna do is, because we were talking a lot about the Ike Taylor Connecticut, I'm gonna send y'all a bundle, which is a 21 count bundle, and then y'all can do whatever y'all want to do with that too. If y'all want to, with the
Okay.
raffles.
Oh man, that's amazing, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Howard, hey, and Howard, this is what we're gonna do. Everybody on here, right? If y'all willing to pay the shipping,
When they place an order,
when they place an order, Howard,
put one in there.
we gonna throw a Ike in there until they all gone. That's what we're gonna do.
What kind of giveaway fun?
My bad. As long as remember that's a 21 count. So as soon as we get the bundle in, we'll let you know, and we'll put an Ike in there with every bundle. And guess what? I gotta make sure I have plenty of Ikes in stock, because after they smoke the Ike Connecticut, you know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be an amazing experience, and they're gonna want to order again and again and again, man. Howie, like I said, I want to thank you again for coming on, Howie. Okay, so this is what I want you to do, Howie.
Okay.
All right. Keep a number in your head, right? Come up with a number, and before you get off, we're gonna do the 10-pack giveaway, and we're gonna use whatever number you have, right?
Okay.
We're gonna use your number.
A number between 1 and what?
33. 1 and
Okay.
33. But no,
So
but
I can't use the one I already put in the chat when you said put a number in.
okay,
I ain't gonna use that one.
okay, bet. So check this out, Howard. You were giving us a tour of the store before you got disconnected, right? And you were pointing out something that's very important that I think everybody needs to, whatever business that you're in, you treat everybody well. You're friends with the owner, Tanya and Jeff, sure enough, of Corona Cigars, correct? But you also have relationships with the guys who sell the cigars. And
Absolutely.
I think that's where you were going with the conversation. Like, how important is that to have those relationships with those guys?
It's extremely important, because if you go to a restaurant and you ask the waiter or the waitress, what do you recommend? They're gonna lead you to either what's the top sellers or what they personally enjoy themselves, right? And so it's impossible for those sales reps back there to have smoked 2 million different sticks, right? 2 million cigars is in here, right? So what happens is what stays on their mind are things that they smoke and enjoy. Now, when I walk in here, they'll say, man, Howard, oh man, I had the Connecticut Ike. I see why you call it the breakfast stick. Oh man, so I got a box of these, you know, or I smoked the Black Moses. Oh, I like that one, or Leon, or however. So now, whatever on that sales rep's mind, when the customer comes in here and asks them, what do you recommend? They'll say, well, what price range are you looking for? You know, sir, man, what price range are you looking for? And they say something like, you know, I'm looking for something that you recommend in the $10 to $20 range. I know for a fact
That's it.
I'm gonna be one of my lines is gonna be mentioned in that, right?
Yeah.
And so we fall between all of that. And so when I come in, one of the things I always do, once you have new individuals here, what I always do is once they've been here 2 months, that's when I talk to them. Because the first 2 months, you know, it's a turn and burn here, right? Because there's levels of expectation. There's levels of things that they need you to know because you're dealing with some knowledge, but you're dealing with people that know their stuff.
That's
And having
correct.
so sometimes having this much inventory for a person that has no knowledge of the industry or anything, a lot of times
It's overwhelming. It's
it's
overwhelming.
extremely, man. This is a super Walmart, man. Right? So what I do is I wait till they've been here a few months. Once they've been here a few months, then when I walk in, I go over there and talk to them, and then I hand them a cigar. So once I do that, they're like, oh, okay, cool. Now they also feel like, oh, I know Howie personally. That's my guy. So now they'll start saying, man, well, I like this one, or I like that one. Or they'll talk to the managers who've been here for a while, who every day they're smoking cigars while they're on their shift. And I know for a fact that the managers here, one of the 5 cigars they're gonna smoke on their shift is gonna be a Howard cigar. I can't promise you which one, but I know one of them is that. And so that's the kind of relationship that I built here. Now, smaller lines are actually more what's the word? Intimate, and that's actually a good thing as well because now they can sit there and really engage, and they find a line that they really like. They can actually sit there and talk and sound verbatim like the manufacturer or the rep of that company because it's not so much movement in the smaller ones, right? So I do all of them. So I'm like the Birdman, I fly it anyway. If I'm on this stage, I gotta be able to do it to him.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
you got $800 cigars in here. $800 pre-embargo Cubans prior to, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I've seen people buy the cigar. The $800 cigar, smoke half of it, and leave it on a tray like this,
Ooh.
and leave.
Wow.
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 You know what I'm saying? So, but I like the experience everywhere. You know, earlier today I was at 4 lounges, some were smaller lounges, and everything. Now I live here. I live not too far from here, so I'm going to end up here. But I enjoy that time because now I have a one-on-one time with the owner. I have one-on-one time with the general manager. You know, and so then now all of a sudden now you see, hey, your product used to be over there, but after you have some relationship building with them, all of a sudden now they say, well, we're going to discontinue this brand, and we'll put you right here right now. But I'm gonna tell you, next week when you come by, you'll be right here because we moved this out, and we're gonna put you right there. All that comes out of a relationship.
That's correct.
Yeah, like I say, Howard, man,
Product placement is proper.
one of the things I noticed, this year at PCA is that you were, in a premium space location, and though you guys were not necessarily in upfront with the big boys, you guys by far had, the best environment, eh, you know,
Yeah,
around,
action. Yeah, action.
yeah, y'all had action, and everybody in the industry, big or small, is kind of rooting for Howard G Cigars, man, and that's what I really appreciate, is that everybody is rooting for Howard G Cigars. You have a tremendous brand, you have tremendous products, and
And you have a tremendous COO.
Yes.
Let's do that. Let's do
Yes.
that. Let's
Yeah,
make sure
Rachel.
we get that.
My,
Thank
my
you.
my wife Rachel is my backbone. Like
That's correct.
what I heard of the operation don't run. It's God's head the truth. Man, I tell you this, I get a lot of. I'm the guy that's the talkative guy. I'm the guy that's the I'm gonna laugh and have a good time. I want everybody happy. That's all, right? Because we got a short life. So let's make the best of it and stuff like that. So that's what I'm best at. But the intricate numbers, the details, and all the little meticulous things, that's not my personality. And I absolutely suck at it. I suck. I'm not gonna lie. I suck. But Rachel, she excels in that department. It's like she is a gift from heaven. So when it comes to that, I literally say, I'll run through a brick wall for her because, one of the cool things I tell you this. So after every event we do at PCA, so that was our third one, we'll sit down, myself, Leon, Ike, Rachel, and then we'll go to dinner or something like that. But I'll take the time to appreciate Leon, Ike, and Rachel. But when I get to talking about Rachel, then Leon and Ike both interrupt me, and then they both have to tell her how much they appreciate her and what she does.
Absolutely.
Because she's the point guard of the company. I might take the most shots, right? But she's the point guard of the company. She runs the show. Like she makes sure, that she does that. And honestly, all you gotta have is a good team. And I'm nothing without my team, in the family that we created. And so we're just excited that we've been able to embark on something with a culture that's I think is second to none. We've done charity events here and raised $25,000 in 5-6 hours to get kids back to school stuff and different things like that. That's a cigar community to do that, man. They're not coming here specifically for me, but they know there's an event going on that we're going to be doing something. This is the goal we have, and then people, no matter what, they're coming through because we all share this in common, and that's what's amazing, and I appreciate that.
The great equalizer is what I call this particular type of community, because it's not the government, it's not politics, it's not about money. It cuts across all socioeconomic entities. So I appreciate it. Rocky he's the talker in this situation as well. Has never met a stranger and has met some great people, to include you and your team. So I appreciate you babysitting him for that first PCA.
Oh no, that's my guy. Hey, listen, him and Big Search was having their own little thing. They were over there just talking. He was smoking the Big Search, talking to Big Search. The Big Search had a Big Search.
Yeah.
So I know that's a 2-hour conversation going on. So I'm back on this side, shaking hands and stopping people and saying, hey, come talk to us. And we were back there. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. That was the first PCA right after the COVID, right? So so what people don't understand is we didn't pay to be back there in the Rosa Parks section. Our booth setup that we bought was supposed to be in the middle on the aisle. When we got there, we walking through, and I'm like, shouldn't we be around here? She said, yeah. I said, but we're not around here. He said, keep going back. So we kept going back. We kept going back. Hell, I started, listen, Keisha, you won't never see me in a full suit no more at a PCA. My damn feet hurt so bad, I had to go soak them in Epsom salt because they had me literally in the Rosa Parks section. So I had to stop everybody that was, I had to go up to the front and say, hey, come back here. We got this try it.
Yeah.
I got 1,000 cigars to give away today. I just want you to smoke it. Jesus. My feet was killing me.
Hey,
that's one thing I say, man. You had probably a $3,000 suit on, probably $5,000 shoes. Man, you looked the part, my brother. You know, but you guys were so down to earth, man, and you provided a great experience for me. And the one thing I want to highlight the All Pro Series for this reason, right? We're at a time in the cigar business where people are trying to use their fame and their popularity to build brands, right? And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But one thing that you did with your All Pro Series, and you talked about it earlier, is that you stayed true to the cigar community in that you didn't just put a ban on anything. You let those guys get involved, in developing their cigar. And then when y'all came to an agreement on what you're going to put out, it was absolutely exquisite. As I'm smoking this Cersei right now, right? Any cigar brand would be proud to put their label or their brand on this cigar. Not to mention a University of Miami Hurricane legend and All Pro Pittsburgh Steelers and Jacksonville Jaguar. Like you guys put together a work of art as a cigar. And you did that with your All Pro series, right? And so anybody that goes to our website and looks up the All Pro series cigars, what you're gonna get is a representation of the elite men that play in that league, that not only play but were all pros and that had a certain level of success. And those cigars that you created for them represent that excellence. And I just want to give you your flowers and Leon and Ike's flowers, because you guys didn't just put your band on a cigar, man. Y'all went the long way and created a work of art. Now, as we're talking about the All Pro Series, I can't leave here without talking about that amazing, exquisite experience I had at PCA smoking the cigar that you allowed me to smoke pre-release.
And
I want to.
Lester got a whole box already? Or was that just for the album?
No. Slow down, Tito. Damn. so
I'm on the way. I'll be there.
Look. So here's the deal. So Lester, so like I told you, I live literally 4 minutes away from Disney World, and I live like 4 minutes away from Corona. So on my way to my office, office warehouse or whatever you want to call it, I passed always through Sand Lake, and I passed right past Corona. And so while I was passing through, I saw my OG Lester Brown sitting outside, and he had a whole bunch of cigars. And I said, man, and he saw my truck. And he threw his hands up. I stopped, got out the vehicle, came over there, gave him a hug, and I said, you know what? Damn it. I said, I only had one of the front nine and one of the back nine from the bundle with me, right? So with that, I had so what I did was, I said, dang, I was going to smoke that. That was what I was going to smoke, right? But I had the box with me. So the box, what I did was I gave him a front line and a back line, and then I showed him what the box looked like. And then he was like, well, I shoot them before they be in. I said, well, OG, I pre-sold all the boxes at the show. And I said, but here's the deal. I said, here's my last two out of my bundles that I had, because it was originally designed for the golf course, right? But Lester has been like a super brand. I mean, my guy literally is that I just did something for him at his house for his own cigar community and his subdivision. And so I was there, and I bought a box of the Magic Sticks, my Robustos, right? My little Floyd Mayweather. He got a little jab. That's all. Little jab. Get him on me. But he was so excited because we've been trying to connect that for a while, and the weather has been crazy. And it's like one Sunday out of every month. So I was able to go there and do that. So I was able to lock that event down for him, but also I wanted him to try those too.
Yeah.
And so, but it wasn't the box. He just wanted to take a picture with the box that showed me. That was the only box that was at the show, right? That same box.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that box won't be sold. That box goes into the archives, right? And it goes to like Howard G. Cigar Heaven.
Yeah.
Where every box of anything we come out with, it goes into that little section.
Yeah.
So now what ended up happening with him was he posted it.
Uh-huh.
And he showed it. I mean, it looked like he chewed the goddamn bottom part of my Connecticut, boy. He was chewing on that thing like trying to. He was chewing on that.
I mean, in real life, that's exactly
Hey man,
what
it's it is a tremendous cigar, man. So the one thing I'll say about Howard was he was very matter of fact about it because everybody was asking for the one of the introductions of the perfect round, right? Hey man, you got a perfect round, you got a front nine, you got a back nine, and he was telling everybody no. But luckily, he told me no right in front of Rachel, and Rachel said, "Hold on." Rachel let everybody clear off, and she says, "Hey, Rob, I got you. Don't worry about it." And she slid one to me. Man,
so here's
I'm
the
so
thing.
glad she did.
Well, hold on, slow down, wait a minute. That was by design. Because here's the thing. If I do it in front of everybody else, then I gotta create an issue with them. So Rachel already knew because she had the order. Remember, what I did was for that particular product. What I did was on the sheet it says you can purchase the perfect round off of $700 off of core line, right? So people started with just trying to really go ahead with it. Now, once they did that, what I told her to do was if they did that and they ordered the perfect round, then because we had a limited amount of bundles of the front nine and the back nine, then you give them one of each, right? Now, you can give them a ton of them, but just give them one of each. Now they can actually smoke it and come back. Now, with you, that's not normal people. I mean, you're family. So the difference is when you got a bunch of people who don't have no relationship with us, wasn't with us from day one, right? Wasn't carrying us. Now you walk up today and say, "Oh man, you guys, this is our third time seeing you at the show. Oh wow, look how your brand is growing. Oh great. Oh my God, the cigar so lovely. Oh my God, is it a way possible? Da, 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 da. My answer is no. Very simple. Because I already knew we was going to pre-sell the boxes already because of the simple fact of the people that we already have, right? And you know, Coronas they want 100 boxes themselves. You think I'm gonna tell them no? I can't.
Nope.
So I already knew it doesn't make logical sense to mess up somebody, you know what I mean? And so, just so you know, because I know y'all have orders of it, because I saw every sheet.
Yeah.
That actually will ship out in the next week. We should get it on, I was not mistaken, because here's the issue. That's coming from DR. So that's not coming from Nicaragua. So my Nicaraguan I know the whole process of it, right? But DR, it's going to come, they say I should have it Thursday, so in my mind, I'm not thinking Thursday, I'm thinking Friday. But what I'm doing is as soon as I get it in my hand, the day that it's there, then all those 300-400 boxes, whatever it is, will be gone. Because it's going out to all the pre-sale orders that we already have.
Yeah.
And so but she already knew, because you asked me, I said no, then I looked at her. So you was good.
Hey,
You was good. Don't try to throw me on the bus on camera either, bro.
no.
Don't try to make the people think like you ain't family, bro.
No.
We talk about those Cowboys for life. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about going to the second game in Dallas with Aaron Rodgers with the Jets.
And the crazy thing, I mean, like there are people who had, great exhibits, like they had great exhibits at PCA and all that, right? But at one point, and, I don't want to necessarily name drop, but you had Hall of Fame basketball players, you had, Cedric Sabalas, Lonzo Mourning, Cersei.
They was all there.
Yeah, they were all there. We were all there together.
Detlef Shrimp. Remember Detlef Shrimp?
Yeah.
Tall, skinny white dude.
Yeah,
Used to shoot the threes in the corner for the Supersonics.
Yeah.
He came and hung out too. I was like, and he came in golf attire. So he was looking at the perfect round, like, I just shot a 74. I said, I appreciate that, but here's a little source.
And the crazy thing is like I didn't realize who Cedric Sabalas was until he was about to leave. We had sit and talked and chopped it up, and he said, "Hey," and as he was leaving, I said, "Hey, my name is Rock, man. Pleased to meet you." He said, "My name's Cedric," and I was like, because he has a really deep voice, and I was like, "That's Sabalas." It was a great time, man. You always have each and every PCA. You have a great event. And somehow you always end up being the place where everybody wants to be, regardless of, what everybody else spent to be in the place. You create an environment, you create an atmosphere that's in keeping with your personality and who you are. And I'm going to let you get out of here. I got the number that you sent in the private chat. They can't see that number in the private chat. They weren't able to see it. Did you put...
Okay.
So they weren't able to see it. I don't... And so we're gonna have those people on here now. All right, on here now. Type in the number between 1 and 33. Again, type in a number between 1 and 33
for the 10-pack.
For the 10-pack. Howard G has already selected the number, and I already know what it is. And I'll let him tell us the number once we get everybody. And we're gonna take about 30 seconds to get everybody's number in.
Let's go. 30 seconds.
5. No, I'm just good. 30 seconds. Let's go.
Maybe 10.
Okay, we'll go. We got some good numbers here going. We got some good numbers.
7.
So this is like the Price is Right. The closest number without going over is what we're gonna do. The closest number without going over.
2. 1.
All right, guys. I want to let you know we have a winner, and the winner is Rashad Ishman, because the number is what, Howie?
I thought
put it in the.
No, you gotta double check that, because somebody put a number above that.
No, but it's the closest. No,
it's the closest without going over.
It's the closest without going over, Howard.
He was not the winner.
Yeah.
Oh, it's somebody else. Oh, okay. My bad.
Rashad.
Sorry, Rashad. That was my fault. Go ahead and mention the number.
There we go. So the number is of the GOAT, greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jeffrey Jordan's number, 23.
All right.
Dwayne Neitner is our winner
of our 10-pack, man. Dwayne, we're gonna get that out to you as soon as possible. Make sure you let us know your inbox us your address so we can get it shipped out to you tomorrow, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Howard, again, you are absolutely fantastic. Everybody, again, I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody says, man, I want, you should do this more, right? You should do this. Everybody doesn't have the personality of Howard. Everybody's not gonna give you the game like Howard. There are guys I can bring on and talk about cigars, and it's gonna be like watching paint dry. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody's not gonna be like Howard. So I don't want y'all to. Howard just set the bar so high, and like Howard, you're literally a guy. There's a lot of guys on here because I've talked to them personally that they want to be in the cigar business. You know what I'm saying? And you're the type of guy that if they pick up the phone and gave you a call, you would talk to them about being in the cigar business. Because I don't think you view other cigar manufacturers as competition. You as because they can't get Howard G's secret sauce from any other cigar.
But be clear, we're not giving out Howard phone number. I just want y'all to know we're not doing that. That's not our job, and don't even call and ask about the phone number. We don't do that.
Well, I didn't say they could give it out. I mean, Howard G Cigars is all over the internet. It's all over social media. So if they wanted to run down Howard G, I'm sure they could. But my point is, he's just that personal of a guy that he's not a gatekeeper at all, in my opinion. He's a guy that, or only thing you got to do is go to Corona Cigar Lounge in Lake Mary, and he'll be right there sooner or later. He's gonna stumble in.
You gotta look for the shirt.
And like
But
I say,
this was not Lake Mary. This was Sand Lake.
Sand Lake. My bad. Lake Mary is I think Lake Mary is the one that I first went to.
So Lake Mary. I'll be at Lake Mary tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, I'll be at Lake Mary. I go there on Thursdays.
There's a Westin or some kind of hotel right across the street from the one.
Yeah, there's a restaurant right next to it.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the first Corona I ever went to, right there. That's the first Corona I ever went to.
I'm doing an event there at Lake Mary on August the 10th, and so I'm gonna release the perfect round there for their event there. But what we got to talk about is,
Is that on the weekend?
That's a Thursday.
Oh, okay.
That's a Thursday.
You might pull up.
Pull up. You gonna release the perfect round?
Yeah, so I'm gonna do one there on the 10th for them, and then their downtown location. I'm always the brand that's on Classic Weekend on Friday. So the last year they had me with Class. They had me partner with the previous year went so well. It was a liquor sponsor, Jack Daniels and all that. They wanted to do. So that was pretty cool. That was really good. But Sand Lake is like a well-oiled machine. You know that. You've been here. That's his own thing.
Man,
and it's close to the house. So I can moonwalk home.
Hey, look at Howard. Like, there are so many people when we were there that day, and I want to say it was in the middle of the week. It wasn't even the weekend. People would literally come through the door and walk straight to our table and talk to you. I was like, man, is there anybody you don't know here? I met Aaron Hall's brother. You know, I met so many guys. Yeah,
that's my pop. Yeah. So I had a little thing on Facebook where it was Sunday morning, right? And that was him. That was my pop.
Yeah. I was telling Keisha I met him there, right there at the lounge. Man, I mean, it was just so many guys, and you had great relationships with all of them, and all of them treated you like you were their best friend, man. And that's just a testament to what a cool dude you are, man. And again, you and Ike got to get back to y'all conversations in the warehouse too. I always thought those were great conversations as well.
Here's the problem. So what Ike fails to realize is that he fails to realize that I gotta run the company, right? So last night I was like, so bro, I gotta, he's a scout for the Steelers. So he's over the state of Florida. Now they're giving him some other states. He's amazing at what he does. I'll tell you this, because you're a Cowboy player like me. The year that we drafted Michael Parsons, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says, listen, come to the house, watch the draft. He said, I already ordered Morton's, so I got steak for you, because I don't eat meat. You don't eat fish and stuff like that. I eat meat. I'm a carnivore. So when he said come to the house, I was thinking, do I really want to go? And then he was like, oh, I already ordered you some steaks and stuff. I said, okay, I'll be there. So I walked in, he hands me a sheet with 32 teams on it, right? In the order what they're gonna draft. So I looked at it. I see number 11. I see 11 pick. It says the Cowboys are taking um, Michael Parsons. I said, no, the heck we not. We getting Patrick Surtain from Alabama. Let me tell you this. At the end of that first round draft, he got 28 of the 32 teams right.
Wow. Wow.
So that's his. So
That's his thing.
So today, last night, he told me, he said, I got to go do a couple trips because he got a son that's a phenom. He's the number one safety and at 16 years old in the country. So he's going to Ohio State. He got so many offers, amazing guy, Ivan Taylor. So I said, listen, so I got to go do this for 2 days. Then I got to go to Pittsburgh because we got training camp in the Trove. He's like, so let me know when you want to come. So you stay for a week. I got Coach T. I got the whole Steelers fan base, blah, blah, blah. I said, I said, it sounds very appealing. But here's the difference. I got a goddamn product releasing. Right? I got a business I got to do. So, now, I will say, if it was a Dallas Cowboys, I'd have to push the paper around back an extra week. I put a lot to you. I put a lot to you. But I had to let him know, like, bro, you got work to do. So the thing about it is that he's gonna be gone for the next 2 to 3 weeks doing that. So after that, we're gonna have to do another episode because we'll have episodes talking about how training camp went. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we're trying to while we're doing, we want to have some substance to talk about other than just sitting in the cigar lounge and just chilling. So we'll definitely do one of the Acting How We Slinging Cigar podcast things. Within the next couple of weeks, we'll do one.
Well, hey man, it's good to know that, man, because I always enjoy them. Howard, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. I want to thank you again, bro, for coming on and having the conversation with us, man. You're a wealth of knowledge. You're tremendously entertaining, man. And anybody who knows about the Howard G brand understand that you guys manufacture exquisite cigars. Now the one gripe I have, and before I go, you don't have a budget stick, but maybe one of these days you'll get a budget stick together. And
so let me ask you a question. What's your definition of a budget stick?
No, I'm just messing with you, Howard. I'm talking about like a lot of, and I wouldn't do it if I was in business either, if I were you, because you're doing so well with what you're doing. But a lot of people in the cigar community, they want that $5, $4, $3 stick, and that ain't your game. You have a luxury line. You got a luxury line.
No, you gotta understand. In my opinion, what we produce. By the way, Keisha, you hold me to this. I'm gonna send you and Rock. I gotta see where the hell the camera is. Okay, right here. I'm gonna send you and Rock a couple of these private blends that's going to be released in 2024.
Okay.
And I want y'all to taste them and do your thing and tell me if it meets your standards. But it's been actually enjoyable and very flavorful. And I think you guys will like it, so I'm gonna send this to you. But I'm sorry right now, it's not a budget brand.
Hey,
it don't need to be.
Again, I think you established yourself in the bit. I was just ribbing you about not having a budget cigar, but with what you produce, man, and the way you guys do it, don't change anything that you're doing. It should be in keeping with the Howard G cigar principles. And so, again, I was just ribbing you about not having a $2 stick, but I get it.
I don't have a factory smoke. I'm sorry.
No.
Hey, and for me, it's the same energy selling a $2 cigar as it is a $10 cigar, and I'd much rather sell a $10 cigar.
Well, you know what I tell, retailers like y'all, right? I say, listen, what's your margin on the budget stick that you make? What's your margin on a medium level stick, right? Mm-hmm. If you sell 2,000 budget sticks, or if you sell 2,000 I would say I think I'm literally middle class here, right? I think I'll say that.
Mhm.
So which is going to be more beneficial? Number one for your time, number one for your business. Number one, and then guess what? You know, your wife is right next to you, so she's supposed to be going to nice restaurants and all that kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
And bye Z, see you later, my brother. And so what happens is that's how I look at it. And so I'm going to make sure to see y'all some of this, but I want you to know that. Listen, I just try to stay in my lane. I'm trying to get the anime next.
Hey, hey,
My buddy said, I'm
That's
trying to
right.
get the anime next, man.
Hey, hey,
I talked to Nelson, great guy.
and at the end of the day, Morton, you can go to Morton's and sit down and have a dinner, but you can't order spam. So, you know, I get it.
I gotta use that, bro. I gotta use that. That's a legendary line. You can go to Morton and order dinner, but you can't order spam. That's classic. You might need to put that on. You might need to put that on a shirt for slowburnwaco.com.
Yeah, you can't order spam. So, you know,
But I
there are
want the
places
first
that
shirt,
you can
though.
get spam, but it ain't at Morton's. You know.
Well, you better believe it.
All right, brother. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. Much love, everybody,
I
man.
appreciate y'all, man.
Thank
Anytime, I
you.
got y'all.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you.
Hey, man, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. We've had a great time talking to Howard, man. We had a great time giving away those cigars. I want to send out to who all won, Tish, Sam,
and Dwayne Knighter.
and Dwayne Knighter, man.
Please.
Thank you guys for sticking with us, man. We're gonna go over here and have some whistle pig with some of our
Hold on. Please make sure you send your information so I can get you your cigars. I will put them together tonight and put them in the mail tomorrow if I have all of your information. I don't know if that's the inbox. You can go to our website and fill out one of those contact forms or whatever. Please make sure I get your email address and your physical address to get those cigars to you.
Hey, and I want to say, take a moment to recognize my beautiful wife. She's everything to me. She may not look like it, but she's been to hell and back in the last 3 years, man. And I just want to thank her for being strong and bullheaded and just being a true warrior through what she's been through, man. And I just want to say, baby, I love you so much. And you know, as I look at you on this camera, you make me look.
I do.
You make me look good.
I do.
And you are absolutely fabulous, man. So
Thank you.
you don't look nowhere near what you've been through, my love.
I appreciate it.
All right. Much love, everybody. And I'm out.